Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're tackling something that is, well, it's one of a homeowner's worst nightmares. Your HVAC system suddenly dies. We've taken all the expert advice and boiled it down into a practical guide to get you through that crisis, feeling a lot more in control.
All right, picture this. It's the hottest day of the year and the AC gives out. Or it's the dead of winter and your furnace just goes quiet. That feeling? That's instant panic. Your house is suddenly miserable, maybe even unsafe, and you need a fix, like yesterday. That moment of pure stress is exactly where we're going to start, and we're going to turn that panic into a clear, step-by-step plan.
Look, let's be real. Sooner or later, this is going to happen to pretty much every homeowner, especially if you live somewhere with those wild temperature swings from season to season. Our heating and cooling systems get pushed to their absolute limits, and all that stress means a breakdown isn't really a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Okay, so before you can even begin to think about a fix, you got to understand what went wrong in the first place, right? So, let's put on our detective hats for a minute and dig into the most common reasons your system just decided to up and quit on you.
You know, the list of what could be wrong is, well, it's pretty long. It might be something simple, like your thermostat's batteries died. Or it could be a refrigerant leak or a bad capacitor that's stopping the whole thing from starting up. You could have clogged drainage lines making a mess or ignition issues with the furnace. But while all of these are possibilities, there's one problem that happens way more often than all the others.
And this is the crazy part. The single biggest reason for a system to just give up on you, the one thing that makes it struggle and work way too hard until it finally breaks, is also the easiest and cheapest problem to prevent. Seriously, a clean filter is your #1 line of defense.
So that leads us right to the big question, the one every homeowner with an older system is going to face. The technician's there, they've told you what's wrong, they give you a price to fix it, and now you have to make a huge decision.
And man, is it a tough call. You're trying to weigh a big, scary upfront cost against the risk of the whole thing breaking down again in, a few months? To make this a little easier, there's a surprisingly simple rule of thumb that can really help clear things up.
Now, this isn't some kind of unbreakable law of physics, but it is an awesome guideline to help you stop throwing good money after bad. Just think of it as a quick bit of math to figure out if you're just paying to patch up a sinking ship.
Let's actually do the math together. It's super simple. Let's say your furnace is 12 years old, and the quote to fix it is $500. Okay, so you take the age, 12, and multiply it by the repair cost, $500. What do you get? $6,000. Since that number is over the $5,000 mark, the rule is telling you pretty clearly that replacing the whole system is probably the smarter financial move for the long haul.
And this just lays it all out perfectly, doesn't it? On the one hand, a repair costs less right now and it gets you back up and running. But on the other hand, a full replacement, yeah, it's a bigger hit up front, but it solves the reliability problem for good. It gives you a brand new warranty, and get this, it can slash your energy bills by 20 to 40%. It's really about choosing between a quick fix and a long-term investment.
All right, so you've made the big call, repair or replace. Now what? Well, you've basically got 3 clear paths forward to get your house feeling normal again. Okay, so path number 1, that's the emergency fix. Just get the thing running again, right now, as fast as possible. Path number 2 is the full upgrade. That's where you decide to install a whole new system, focusing on that long-term efficiency and peace of mind. And then there's path number 3, which you could argue is the most important one of all, smart prevention. That means getting regular maintenance to find and fix the tiny problems before they turn into huge, expensive emergencies.
Okay, so now you know the game plan for when things go wrong. Well, let's get into some pro tips, some insider knowledge that can seriously save you money and a whole lot of stress.
I want you to really look at this number. Just 3 minutes. Sounds simple, right? Well, remembering this could literally save you from one of the most expensive repair bills you could ever face, especially after something like a power outage.
So what's the big deal? Well, when you shut your AC off, there's all this pressure built up inside the system. It needs a few minutes to balance itself out. If you restart it too fast, you force the compressor, which is basically the heart of your entire AC unit, to work against that insane pressure, and that can burn it out in a heartbeat. This little habit protects the single most expensive part of your system. Now, if you've decided to replace your system, listen up, because timing is everything. You want to buy it when nobody else is. That sweet spot is the off-season. Think October through March. HVAC companies aren't swamped with emergency calls, which means you've got more power to negotiate, you'll see better deals, and scheduling is way easier. You're not fighting for a spot with every other person whose AC just died in July. And this last tip might be the most important one of all.
Please do not get obsessed with brand names. The single biggest thing that determines how well your new system works and how long it lasts is the quality of the person installing it. A truly skilled technician makes sure everything is perfectly sized and set up for your specific house. Trust me, a great installation is worth so much more than a fancy logo on the side of the unit.
When you really think about it, the absolute best way to deal with an HVAC crisis is to make sure it never happens in the first place. Your system usually gives you little hints before it completely fails. Weird noises, the air not blowing as hard, your bills creeping up. If you pay attention to those signals and get regular maintenance, you can get ahead of these massive breakdowns. It puts you in total control of your home's comfort and, just as important, your wallet. So the real question is, are you listening?